It's a chilly morning in Johannesburg and I've just arrived at the hospital for chemotherapy. And that word in itself invokes so much fear in people because chemotherapy really is a necessary evil. A layman's explanation of chemotherapy: it's an intravenous drip which has a shotgun effect. It courses through your body and really kills off all the fast-growing or fast-dividing cells. But cancer is not the only fast-dividing cell. You've got other cells in your body as well, and that's why so many people lose their hair. They feel nauseous. It takes strain on your lymph system, on your liver system. But it's one of those things we need to do. I like to reframe it because I'm a fan of NLP. And with neuro-linguistic programming, the premise is what you say and how you say it affects the way you feel about it. So my suggestion is, if you're undergoing chemotherapy, don't use that word where possible. I call it my healing juice. And while that drip is in me, I imagine it doing the most wonderful things in my body to make me well. I also do immunotherapy. I'm going to have it at the same time as chemotherapy. And immunotherapy has been around for about 4 or 5 years. It works alongside chemotherapy, but works very differently. Doesn't work for everybody, but if it does work for you, what it really does, it ignites your own immune system so that your immune system, the fighters inside your body, actually overwhelm the cancer. So when you're sitting in the chair for 3 to 4 hours, how do you pass the time? Well, I've got my little kit here that I take with me, and it's got my ear pods so I can listen to podcasts or the radio. I've got my trusty Rubik's Cube, my best time, about 1:20. This really irritates people when they hear the clickety-clack the whole morning. I've got protein powder, I've got nuts, and because I'm very careful about what I eat, and I'll do a separate video about my diet, I've got boiled eggs. Now, when you're sitting in a room full of patients who are feeling a bit nauseous, probably a Tupperware opening up with the smell of boiled eggs is not the best option. So let's go inside. It starts with having bloods taken, and then you pop in to see the oncologist. Hello! And then it's about sitting in the chair. My message to you, if you're undergoing chemotherapy at the moment, it's okay not to have a good day. It's about acknowledging that vulnerability, whether it's a physical exhaustion, whether it's emotional strain. It's about saying it's okay to have a cry. It's okay to go home and curl up in that fetal position and ask yourself, why me? But true strength lies in the ability to acknowledge the vulnerability and thereafter uncurl yourself and stand up.
Sorry.
It's the day after the healing juice and I'm feeling okay here at work, even though I don't like to refer to this as work, because when you really love what you do, it's not work, it's a passion. I come here, get to play some good tunes, get to chin wag, tell a couple of jokes, and hopefully there's 1 or 2 people laughing as well. But some of these side effects after chemotherapy or the healing juice, one of them being feeling nauseous. And technology's come a long way in the 33 years since I last had healing juice when I was a teenager. And many people feel a bit nauseous. I take lots of anti-nausea medication and I'm feeling fine. But if you are feeling a bit woozy after chemotherapy, it's okay. Listen to your body. Another common side effect after chemotherapy is it's quite gross. You get sores in your mouth, you get inflammation of the gums. So one of the things I do is what's called oil pulling. And if you're wondering what that is, you take a tablespoon of coconut oil, and I add a bit of peppermint oil and clove oil to it as well, and you put it in your mouth and you swish it around for about 20 minutes. And what it does, it breaks down the mucus lining of any toxic infection in your mouth. It draws the toxins into the oil, and 20 minutes later you spit the oil out. Don't swallow the oil, because then you're putting all the toxins into your tummy, but you spit it out. Now, one thing with coconut oil, don't spit it out into the sink, because when coconut oil goes cold, it goes solid again and you'll end up blocking your drains. So give it a good spit in the garden. So just 1 or 2 things that might help you as you go through chemotherapy. If you find this video interesting, please give it a share. Share it with someone who's maybe about to embark on the journey, or maybe a family member that wants to know more. And subscribe to my YouTube channel, because over the coming weeks, doing more of these small little videos. Thanks for watching. Bye.